So think about our system, okay? Just to, again, going back to these are the fundamentals. We have a system that is moving us against our efforts to accumulate property with our liberty and then store it and be able to use it and transfer it. So we have a fundamental system problem. Well, what does that look like? So it reminds me of my little son. My son is now, he's now 20. But when he was 6, my son just struggled to learn how to ride his bike. I mean, struggled. I know all of you have had children that have struggled, but he struggled to learn how to ride his bike. And he would try, and he would fall, and he would try, and he would fall, and he would try, and he would skin his elbows, and he would try, and he would skin up his knees, and it just demoralized him. To the point month after month went along, and we got really worried that, boy, maybe he's the exception to the rule. Maybe our little son is really not ever going to learn how to ride his bike. And he was so frustrated and so dejected. And we went camping up Current Creek, up here one time. We took our bikes with us, and I mean, months had gone by. And so we're up camping, and one day my little son came to my wife and I, and he said, you'd have to know my son to know that this kind of stuff comes out of him. He says, Mom, Dad, today's the day. The winds of change are about to blow. True story. And he got on his bike and white knuckle, and he's wobbling and down the hill and just gritting with all the determination and the faith he could muster, riding his bike down the hill, and the big excitement coming over, and you can see the energy, and he's actually riding his bike for the first time down the hill, and he runs right into a tree. And he gets back on his bike.
Called trunk driving.
He gets back on his bike with all the faith and the determination and the grit and the energy he can muster, and rides his bike up the hill, white-knuckled all the way. And today my son's known as the unicycle man at the University of Utah, because he's got a unicycle this big, and he's got a unicycle this big, and he rides them everywhere he goes. Our system was designed like a bicycle. It was ingenious. The founder said, we're not going to have just one protector of our liberty, of our property, and the embodiment of our property. We're going to have two. This is a counterintuitive idea that the people are going to divide their power. Remember, who's the boss? The people divide their power among two governments. Madison tells us in Federalist 51, and all throughout the Federalist Papers and all throughout the Constitution, the people divide their power between two governments. Federal, what they called national, we call it today federal. The whole system is really federal. But they divide it to a national government and a state government. And they gave us the recipe, and they gave us the tire pressure right in the Constitution and right in the Federalist Papers. Madison says this tire, the national tire, is going to be few and defined. And this tire, the state tire, is going to be numerous and indefinite. Well, think about where we are today. We've got a national government tire that is so bloated it's about to explode. And we have a state tire that is so flat it's about to chew the rubber right off the rim. Now, we just had an election, and the election discussion was all about who's going to ride this bike. Should we have Hillary Clinton ride the bike or Donald Trump ride the bike? And Hillary Clinton lost, and some people were dejected, and Donald Trump won, and other people were excited that they get to ride this bike. And some people say this bike should go a little to the right, and others say this bike should go a little to the left. How well is that going to work out? We've got to fix the bike. We got to fix the bike. And the founders were so ingenious in what they did, knowing, like anyone that's ridden a bike, any type of machinery, any type of system, the longer it goes, the longer you ride it, the longer you use it, the more it's going to need maintenance and repair. And they knew that. And so they provided tools for us.